Boomerang, and the most political thing about Boomerang is that it's a movie with an all black cast, and it has nothing to do with being black or nothing. It's just
No, but you see, it's like I'm reading this thing. I'm reading this through from, this is from the LA Times. This reviewer says, the most intriguing aspect of Boomerang turns out not its story, but its racial composition. It says, this takes pains to create a reverse world from which white people are invisible. Now,
oh yeah, this cat in the LA Times was tripping because there were no there were white people in the movie, but there were no white leads in it. And you take a picture like Boys in the Hood. No one tripped about that because it was, a movie that dealt with like a violent thing, but
right.
regular thing, and it was business. So we're the white people. Who's running that office? It was that kind of. So when you get that type of criticism, you can't really trip on it. Or if someone's reviewing a movie and they're tripping on me, personally, I don't even.
Well, it's a cultural bias. It's the type of thing where people say they're not used to seeing black artists in these roles, so. It seems odd to me. But I would say...
Well, you better get used to it, because I ain't going no place. Oh, yeah. I ain't going no place.
I saw Batman. I didn't see any black people in Batman.
No. They had penguins and cat women. They could have had a brother with a limp or something,
Coming from a galaxy near you, this is Brothers in Booze. And here are your hosts, Greg Washington and Doug Ziegler.
Hello. Hola. Welcome back.
Hello. He's back. All right, man. We got to jump in because welcome back. How y'all doing? Welcome to Brothers and Booze. Eddie Murphy's hilarious. It's been a wild, fun summer, but we got to jump in immediately. To say we're excited about this evening's conversation is an understatement. But before that, we need to talk about our past guests. Doug, you hit me up about this. I didn't actually see it when it was put out there, so it's good that you caught this on Facebook. I believe Darren here is doing. He's going to be GoDaddy's featuring him on a YouTube special feature there. You can. I should be. Oh no, I'm on the wrong slide here. Okay, yep. Made in America, GoDaddy series. Darren's one of two people that are, I think, on the first episode of this. Doug, I don't know if you want to. Here, I'll give all the information and you can chime in if you don't mind. So basically, y'all, there's going to be a watch party in Cleveland. As you can see here, it's on Beechwood Truck Park. You have to get tickets, but the tickets are donations. So whatever you feel that you want to donate to the charity, I believe that Darren is talking about here, which is, I know I'm talking fast, but I want to get to our guest, but I definitely want to get this here. They're raising funds for SAFY of Ohio, and the proceeds from the ticket sales go to that. So if y'all in the Cleveland area, y'all can go to Carter's Barbecue to watch party. I'm sure there's going to be Carter's Barbecue there, so that is reason number one why you should go. But if you can't and you're out, I believe this will be released on YouTube. I think the 25th. So yeah, Doug, what's going on?
Yeah, I just popped and saw this, and I just thought it was pretty cool because our guy Darren, makes great barbecue stuff, and we've had him on a few times, and I think I'm not sure how far Cleveland is from Youngstown. We're gonna have to ask our guests that because that would be cool. I'm looking forward to watching this because Darren makes great shit, and it'd be great to see him cooking and talking about Carter's Barbecue. So,
yeah, amen. Also, I when I clicked to go live, y'all, it told us that we can't stream on X unless we are premium members. So we will no longer be streaming on X, y'all. Unfortunately, go and tell Elon. Go talk to him about that. But I'm pretty sure Doug and I are no for when it comes to support right wing social media, fucking wacko, QAnon, MAGA, clown, social media, people, events, and all that. We're not doing it. Doug, if you want to do it, we can stream to Twitter, but I ain't doing it. How about that? Doug, you have your own autonomy. And yeah, well, not Elon Gay, but like whatever. Like he's gonna do what he's gonna do. He's forcing me off of this and onto Doug's favorite social media, TikTok. But we don't have time to talk about that. We will get time. I have to talk about my my TikTok experiences, given my disdain for it. And I still have disdain for it, Doug. But at the same time, I have more disdain for Elon. So now, what the lesser of two evils? Haven't we heard that all this year? It's the lesser of two evils. No, it's one evil and one old dude. Anyway, I don't know. I'm not trying to go, Doug. Y'all are just whatever. Anyway, next.
It's so frenetic. I love it.
We got a lot to catch up on, don't we? Anyway, this is our buddy Rod J Beer. He's drink beer and savor brewery. I love the I love the line. He's got some t-shirts going on, y'all. I put his the link is some silly, stupid, long phonetic link that y'all will never be able to copy it off of our screen here. So go to Rod J's speaking of Twitter. Go to Rod J's Twitter or his social media, any of it. I'm pretty sure he put it out there that he's got some new merch. So if y'all are looking for some new summer merch, and Rod's got all kinds of stuff there. He's got stickers, magnets, all kinds of different things. But I really like the Drink a Beer Savor Brewery thing that he's doing now. So I wanted to make sure I accent that. Doug, do you have anything for Mr. Rod J Beer Ventures?
Excuse me, sorry. I had to sneeze there.
I just sneezed.
Yeah, I was trying. This would be cool because Rod just great dude. Always has really good commentary about beer. Has a lot of contacts in the beer industry, so it'd be great to see him doing this. So, and if he can help, great.
Yep, and he's a great guy too. So, support that, y'all. So without further ado, I'm not seeing our guests in the chat. Oh,
there.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. She's there. All right, y'all. So, usually we let Doug, or we usually let people who book. Doug was able to book our wonderful guest. So, Doug, without further ado, I'm going to give you a little help. Without further ado, what we got tonight, Doug?
Yeah. So, Hannah Ferguson, CEO and owner of the first Black and female-owned cidery in Ohio, which is fucking awesome. And owner of Dope Cidery and Winery, I believe is the actual name of it. Hopefully I didn't get that wrong. And if I do, Hannah, I apologize. But great person, just the best, happiest person you'll ever meet. And just, looking forward to bringing her on.
I know. So, you want to do it, Doug? You do the honors since we don't jump on each other. Without further ado, the real, the true, the only Hannah Ferguson, and I'll explain why I said that, and maybe Hannah knows. But happy to have Hannah.
What's up, everybody?
How you doing, Hannah?
Good evening. How are you?
So we see you're at work.
Yes, I literally was hurrying up. Like we do music bingo on Fridays, and I'm the host. And I was hurrying up. I was like, I got to get on this podcast at 9:00, y'all. I was like, I'm sorry. I'm cutting y'all short today.
Yeah, that's all good.
Well, you look good and happy, so that's good to see.
Thank you.
You're working, so we assume that you weren't going to have anything to drink, or maybe you did earlier, right?
I can always grab something. That's not an issue. I can grab something.
Okay. Maybe we can get to that. I don't know if you want to give us a tour real quick, or you want to have a introduce
definitely.
yourself a little bit.
I'll
and
give
tell
you
everybody who
tour.
you are. Because we know who you are, and everybody in the everybody in the black craft beer industry knows who you are. But not a lot of people, I would say, outside of that, from my knowledge, may know who you are, and that's why we love to have you today. So tell us a little bit about Hannah and Dope and all that quick.
Well, like you said, I'm Hannah Ferguson. I am the owner of Dope Cider House and Winery. I am located here in Youngstown, Ohio. Youngstown's only about an hour away from Cleveland. I heard you guys earlier. So we're about an hour away. I am the first Black-owned cidery in the state of Ohio and currently number 2 in the U.S. We're going on 2 years being open, so we'll be open 2 years on August 20th. So, but this is my space. Like we're right downtown. Kind of like I've
Mhm.
been in the craft industry. I've been a home winemaker for a little over 10 years. My passion has
Mhm.
always been like wine and cider, but I also have been very curious about craft beer and different things like that. So I actually worked for a brewery, a local brewery here for 2.5 years before I opened up Dope. I worked for Modern Methodist Brewing Company as an assistant brewer there. And at that time too, when I was brewing, I was the only black female professional brewer in the state of Ohio at that time.
Mm.
So right now we got a couple more, which is cool. I don't get to brew as much, but I'm lucky I get the opportunity to do different collaborations. Like I'm driving to Pittsburgh tomorrow to do my Barrel and Flow collaboration brew with Alter Genius.
Mhm.
Oh,
And
Mhm.
but I'm also lucky to be next door to this giant brewery next door to me too. Sometimes we collab and do things there too. Sometimes so. Just not a full-time brewer, but a full-time cider and winemaker here. But like I said, we're in a little about downtown, but I'm gonna flip the camera if I can figure out how to do it.
You're fine.
Everybody's different. There's
yeah, that's
not,
true.
no, that turns the camera around. Oh, that turns the camera off.
Yeah.
I don't think I can flip the camera on here.
Hmm. Can you turn it on whatever you're holding it on?
Yeah, I'll just turn it that way.
That
I'll,
maybe
I'll,
that'll work.
yeah, I'm trying to click on my hand. Nope, it says stop camera. Sorry, guys.
That's all right.
All right, let's see. I'm just gonna turn around. So right now we have this is like the front. The next door has a Irish festival going on, so kind of the parking lot is taken out. But I have about 1,500 square feet next to a 30,000 square foot brewery. So the brewery is called
Mm.
Penguin City Beer. But I
Mm.
do everything in about 1,500 square feet. This is like pretty much like my patio space. I'll take you guys out a little bit further so you can see from the outside.
Oh, there I see Penguin City behind
Uh,
you.
yeah, so this is my patio space here. That's Penguin City Brewing right there. We're located downtown Youngstown. We're kind of on the east end, so we're all trying to develop this end down here, but it's still downtown. Uh, and this is kind of like a typical Friday. It's like, nice weather, people sitting outside, different things like that. And pretty much excuse like my mess and my junk, but I'll take you guys on a tour real quick. We can say hi to everybody. Like pretty much right here, I do all the brewing or all the yeah, I'll say brewing, everything right here. I have four 2 barrel fermenters and I have two 7 barrel fermenters. So I do all the cider in these right here, all in this space. Usually, like when I'm open, or I'm closed Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So I do all the work and stuff Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then every like some Sundays we're open too here. But this is the tap room space here. This is Alicia. Alicia, say hi. Say hi. I'm on a podcast. Say hi. So it's one
Hi.
of our great cider chitters
Hi.
right there. We got an 8 tap system right here. We got 8 different ciders on tap, two frozen. Uh,
Wait, two slushies?
yeah,
Do I see
yeah,
slushies?
yeah, two
Oh, I'm
slushy
in on the
ciders. We
slushies.
keep on tap. Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
y'all gonna kill me
when the
for that,
weather
but I love them.
when the weather gets cold, we also do like a hot cider as well.
Oh,
So, but yeah, so this is the space.
Oh.
Again, this is all my mess and stuff like that. We have a one-hand canning line too. We just started canning. So we have that. This right here in the back is where I keep all my wine. So back here is it's about 600 liter wine tanks, and I have two 200 liter wine tanks. Uh, if you can
Mm,
see the
mm.
walls, I represent Youngstown to the fullest. So each wall has street signs on them, and they represent different sides of town in Youngstown. So this right here is like would be the east side. The biggest wall over here is the south side. So that's where I grew up. So, but again, like I said, this
Hmm.
is just a typical Saturday, more street signs. Then we have like kind of like a couple steps that we go up. We call it the VIP area, but it's just like people chill, hang out over here, and then down there it's just like we call it like our hall of positivity. All the signs say something positive, and it just leads right into the bathroom. So, and that pretty much makes up my space here at Dope. Like,
Oh.
I
It is
wanted
dope.
to make it even utilizing the small space. I wanted to make sure it was still intimate, still cool, like a dope vibe. I like to say a coffee house feel with a happy hour vibe. So
Mm.
I joke around with people like all the couches can go into a bed if you get sleepy. So, but but yeah, so this is like I said, we'll be open 2 years in August, and yeah,
Awesome.
this is it.
So there was one person, Daniel Fisher asked, can the brewery that's next to you buy and serve your cider? Is
They
that
can, they can, like they have a full liquor license over there, so they have the opportunity to sell. But we usually try to keep it like they'll sell some things when I'm not open, but they try to push people to come over here when I'm open,
mm,
because it's more better sales in house than it is like the wholesale. So, but yeah,
sure?
they can sell.
Hmm. Hmm. So I don't know if you want to talk about dwelling on
Okay, thank
positive
you.
energy.
Yeah, that's
Dwelling
what.
on positive energy. What's up?
Yes. So when when I decided like this is what I wanted to do, I knew I wanted the name to be dope. And so I was like, it has to be dope, but it just can't be just dope. It has to mean something.
Mm,
And so I was just
mm.
trying to think, and I was just like, I reached out to my brother, and I was like, hey, we got to think of an acronym for dope. I was like, I needed it something to be like, meaningful and positive. So I take credit for the word positive. And like 5 minutes later, he like called me back, and he was like dwelling on positive energy. And there we go. Like we've been rocking that since. So we try to push that. Like when you walk in, like I said, it's all good vibes. We want you to have like if you're coming in having a bad day, we want you to leave feeling a little bit better. And that's why we stress the things of like the positive quotes on the wall. We stress like even like my bathroom, people laugh. It has a guest book in there. But like sometimes like I'll sit there and I'll read it like on the days I was like, oh man, these are really cool. It's just some of the messages that people put in there, like they'll be saying, like, hey, I was having a really, shitty day today, and I came in here, and your bartender just made me feel loved, and or I was able to relax. So, and that's definitely that's what we want, and that's what we're able to do for the past 2 years. And I saw someone comment, it is a good partnership, especially like being next door to a brewery. I do the cider and wine, and so we kind of help each other out with the business that way.
That's
Excellent,
good.
excellent. Doug, you got something, or I got something, or
No, what I was just gonna say is like I didn't realize when I saw your stuff at Barrel and Flow the first time that that was actually an acronym. And then when I
Yeah,
found, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Because like I did, I did, I said hi the first time, but you when you're at Bear and Flow, you see 10,000 people, so it's like
yeah.
hard to remember, especially any sort of white guy with a gray beard, because there's like 10,000 of us too. But the energy
But
you
not
have
at
is
Barrel and Flow. You guys kind of
yeah, that's fair. That's
you
fair.
don't stick out at Barrel and Flow.
Yeah. Um, but you could just feel like the energy you had, just being very, like you said, positive is
Mhm,
definitely something that you are, and you kind of live that. And you could just tell that
mhm.
within 2 seconds of meeting you. So
That
definitely fits.
well, we don't even.
Thank you.
I don't know. I didn't have to meet Hannah in order to get that. Look at that smile and that like just the love and let you feel. You give off positive energy. You do even in like I don't know. You just exude positive energy, and we love
Thank
you for
you.
that. Our whole community loves you for that. You're a complete rock star to
Thank
everybody who
you.
goes to Barrel Flow. And bro, so might as well admit it or talk about it while we're here. Barrel Flow, y'all, August 10th, so you can drink Hannah's ciders, and you can also drink her collab. So I think it's
Yeah.
time for us to jump in on the collab. What can you tell us about it, Doug and I? Well, we'll tell all of our friends
Okay.
live here. But
Yeah.
Doug and I will keep it a secret if we have to.
No, I don't have to. Like we are doing a shandy. So it's
Oh,
50-50. It's half wheat beer, half cider, and we're gonna add guava puree to it. So we're gonna have a
ah,
guava shandy, and it should be about 6%. So yeah, I just went and picked up the cider juice today, so it can get up to like room temperature. So when I go to Pittsburgh tomorrow and take it, we'll be able to. It'll already be at temperature, and we won't have to heat it up. So we can just, once we're done brewing, we can just pitch the yeast because we're doing a co fermentation too. So I have never done a co fermentation, so this is gonna be pretty cool because like the blends that I've done with Penguin City Next Door, we've blended together. Like I've already made the cider, they had their beer, and we just blended it. So this is gonna be my first for doing a blended fermentation.
I think that's cool. I don't think I've ever had a guava shandy. I've had many shandies, never a guava one
Yeah.
though.
I've been thinking, I was
Hmm.
like, I haven't done guava yet as a cider. And I was just like, I just think of like, okay, it's the end of summer. What do you think about? And I know probably I was like, I try to think of something like different to do because last year I did dragon fruit and no one had dragon fruit, I don't think. And but it's also hard to get around. So I was able to do a dragon fruit cider. So I'm really excited to see how this is going to turn out.
I have a question about the dragon fruit because I don't think that's like a terribly prominent flavor. How did you pull that into the cider to give it the essence it needed?
I feel like it was. I don't know if it's where I got it from or it had like it was like a unique flavor. And it
Mm.
was just like, I think because when you ferment the cider, it's so bland that it only took on like that flavor
Yeah.
that it had. And we also dry hopped it a little bit too. So that
Mm.
helped. So we used a little of the Pink Boots blend dry hop when we hopped it last year. And then, but I think what really stood out was the color. It was like a very vibrant pink color. And
Mm.
I think people just loved how it looked in the glass. So, but the flavor, it definitely wasn't strong, but it was like a nice mixture of the three: the apple, the dragon fruit, and the dry hop.
Sounds awesome. I was just
Excellent.
like, yeah, yeah. Go ahead, Greg. Sorry.
No worries. So, can you tell us a little bit quickly, a little bit about Altered Genius? I've never heard of them.
Well, I'm learning much about them too. I know they've been around a couple years. I met
Hmm.
them last year at an event after Barrel and Flow that I did in Pittsburgh. And hey, April, and I met them at an event, and then like we talked there, hung out, tried everything, and then they reached out to me and they were like, "Hey, would you like to do the collab with us this year?" So
Mm.
yeah, but one of the brewers has come to Dope a few times, so this will be my first time actually going to Ultra Genius when
Mhm.
I go down there tomorrow. Like when I go to Pittsburgh, I seem to like go to the same places. I have to do better because they have so many breweries.
Mhm.
But yeah, so
Mhm.
it's cool. And they also one of the brewers there. I don't know if you ever seen Day show this beer called 3 Day Weekend.
Yeah.
It's like him, Deshawn, Dave Bracy, and this lady. Her name is Deshawn, I believe too. But their all name is Day. So they did like three different beers, and they call it like 3 Day Weekend. So it's pretty good too.
Ah,
Yeah,
that's cool. That's dope. That's dope.
yeah.
Yeah, that's clever. That's
Excellent.
clever.
Excellent. So, Doug, real quick, we ran through because we wanted to talk to Hannah, but we didn't do our beers. So I just wanted to say mine is Giant Jones We
Uh,
Wine. We talked about this before. Beautiful beer, beautiful beer, beautiful beer. I don't have to talk about it anymore. It's just fantastic. In fact, look, Doug, it's almost gone, and
yeah,
we're
as it
only
should
20
be.
minutes in.
Giant Jones makes
Doug, what you
excellent
got
beer.
real quick, and then we can
Yeah.
get back to Hannah real quick.
Well,
I
I
need
managed.
somebody to give me a beer.
Yeah, go get one. That's
Right.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got this. I found an English
Whiskey in the
mild
house
ale. An
with
English
whiskey.
mild ale. How often do you see this? It's not a style you see very much.
with whiskey.
No, not at all.
No, so I grabbed it, and it was it's 5.3%, which actually seems like about average for your English mild. Warhorse Brewing is, I believe, out of Elmira, New York. No, Geneva, sorry, New York. So kind of rural New York, but all their cans and art is all World War II stuff.
Petey?
But
Petey?
this is Petey. No.
Okay.
What did you ask me again? Maybe I missed it. Oh, it's Petey. No, not at all. But yeah, it's you can see it got the color. So yeah, very good, excellent, delicious.
Excellent. Speaking of delicious, Hannah's getting something. So this is perfect though, because
I like how
this is perfect. Yes, this is perfect. So which one is that? Because I got your tap list off your website.
Okay. I actually did I update it yet? No, I didn't update it because it took the place where number 10 is pina colada. I took it off for the Irish Fest and I did a sour green apple cider. And I actually just took my just plain apple cider that we make here and I added it's a local ice cream shop here called Handles, and I added their sour green apple sherbet to it to give it the green.
What?
And I just played around with it like a couple months ago. I was like, I wonder what this would taste like. And I was like, oh, this is amazing. I can put it in the slushy machine. So that's what I'm drinking right now. And it sits at it's at 7%.
Yeah, it looks like Ecto Cooler, which is cool.
Yeah, so Doug, I don't know if you saw this. I don't think I sent it to you. I was able to. I figured out late in the afternoon. So I see a peach cider, mango cider, raspberry cider. So like a cherry lime cider, a pepper pineapple, a cran grape. Look at that ocean spray. I love that. And then just apple. I love how it's like number one is just apple. Look, this is
just
an apple cider.
Yeah, that's it.
So my question is obviously ciders are apple based, right? And then you're just adding that accent of fruit. So the fruit has to almost go with that apple, quench that we're looking for. Do you want to talk about how are there some combinations that don't work, Hannah, or do you just make them all work?
Well, I kind of make them all work, but the cool thing about it is because when the cider ferments out, it's really bland. So it's not like a huge strong apple taste to it, but you can tell it's there. It's still there. So thankfully, and I use 100% juice concentrates when I blend. I blend after fermentation too, so that helps keeps the flavor, and it also helps back sweeten the cider for me. When I after I blend. So, but I haven't yet come across one that is bad. One of the bad things that I did one time was I used champagne yeast when making the cider, and I did it on like a 250-gallon batch, and I couldn't take everything tastes like champagne. It was like pineapple champagne. It was everything, and that's where it comes in. Like I know people have said it important how huge the yeast is, like in the flavor profiles that it gives off, and I learned not to use champagne yeast for cider. So thankfully, there's cider yeast out there now, and it gives it like the clean finishes that you're looking for with not much different taste from the yeast. So I like those because I blend. Like if I were like a cidery who kind of like kept it a little bit more natural, didn't do the different flavor blends, um, it did do the flavor. Then you look forward to what the yeast can bring out there. I just use one yeast. I use a fermented cider yeast, and they have 4 different strands. I use the F4. So that one keeps it sweet, robust, and it gives me a crisp, clean finish. And then I also tried for the first time Uh, it's a new yeast that I use. I can't think of the company of it, and it gave me the same finish. But I like the fermented yeast because I can I can dry pitch. A lot of yeast, like the wine yeast, they want you to rehydrate,
Yeah.
and I I don't have time for that.
Ain't nobody got
So
time for that.
it makes a lot of mess too. Like rehydrating is not easy. Especially it's hard for me now when I ferment in the bigger tanks. I have to get on a ladder to get to the top. So it's
Uh,
like different like that. So but I can just drop it in as soon as it gets the temperature. Um I have the summer on my side right now. So when I get the juice, I put them in IBC totes. I can have them sit outside, or I use some space in the back at Penguin, and I'll let it get up to 60 degrees before I put it into my fermenter, and then I'm able to just pitch the yeast right away. So if I get the, like, say for instance I get the juice today, I'll be able, because it's so hot, it'll be able to pitch yeast tomorrow.
mm, yeah. So
What's up, Doug?
there's
Follow up, buddy. You got it.
yeah, no, there's a couple things here. This was something that I'm not sure who human on earth is, but it makes sense that it could be a source of infection, rehydration, more risk. Is that like something that is a
Um, I would think, but because all the wine yeasts require you to rehydrate, so it's like pretty much it has to be, because how sterile our facilities are and all the cleaning, like you kind of do it really fast.
yeah,
So even though you still have to wait that time frame, like I would cover mine, I put it in a bucket, cover it. Once it's done, 15, 20 minutes, I, spray it down with star sand or pear sand, whatever sanitizer you use, and dump it right away, and then just done with it. So it has to be kind of like a quick process just
yeah,
because of that too. So that is a risk too. But also, like wine and cider, at in the beginning, the oxygen is not as sensitive as beer would be.
mm,
It's because it's fresh juice. So you haven't killed anything yet. You still have the wild yeast, you still have so you're adding. I don't kill my wild yeast off. Some people may. You can if you want to. I leave the wild yeast and I just pitch more yeast to it. But yeah, so thankfully, I'm gonna knock on wood right now. I have not had any issues with that. But again, like I said, I don't rehydrate, so I can just you know be done in a couple seconds.
sweet. Um, is
Next one, buddy.
it's something from Daniel where is it hard to stabilize before blending back liquid that has fermentables? Is that difficult to stabilize?
Uh, it's not, because I use potassium sorbate to stabilize, and because of that, and that's something people uh, use with wine. I use it with cider, and I use it too. Especially, it's very important for me because I don't filter either. So it could be like the only thing I do if I have space is rack. So if I have another fermenter that I can take something off, and now that I use the bigger tanks and then I can blend in the smaller tanks, it gives me that racking. So I can just take all the clear cider from the top
Mm,
and make sure I have it as clean as possible, because right now I don't have the filters. But the potassium sorbate uh, helps. I add just the right amount, because if you use too much potassium sorbate, it can start changing the taste of your cider.
mm.
So I add just like the minimum you can add to something with the extra sugars in there for that, just in case. And thankfully, so far, it's worked well for us.
Nice.
Excellent, excellent. I love that you're having a technical. I love that people are asking you technical questions, because I read a whole bunch up on you this week, and I saw a lot of, like, the boilerplate podcast questions and all that. So
Yeah,
as I told you, I kind of, not that I don't want to. Some of them are very important, and some of them that you need to address. And it helps getting to know who you are. but also though there's a level for you of answering the same questions over and over. So Doug and I kind of wanted to bring a little bit of different perspective of who you are. So my next
Thank you,
question
thank
is
you.
one of the last conversations that you and I had, I think it was after Baron Flows, the last one. We were at a brewery, and you were just
Mhm.
telling me about the struggle of having a full-time job, and dope's not your full-time job. And I was like, "What, lady? What are you talking about?" Like, and
Yes,
you just gave me that look, like, man, it's rough. So I don't know if you want to
yeah,
speak to that, and because I don't think everybody understands that kind of aspect of an entrepreneur who, again, is weighing that and has that on her shoulders. And sometimes it's you were expressing to me, and we'll keep the rest of it private, but you were just expressing to me the struggle and
yeah.
the day to day, and how do you keep that going with that beautiful smile that you got and that wonderful energy that you give
Thank you.
off?
You guys got me on a good day, but but no, we're actually because I work for the school system, so we're on summer break. So technically, right now, I only have one job, and that's this.
Okay,
But
okay, okay.
it's some days it's hard, but sometimes I don't really look at this as work, because it's like this is something I love. This is my business. This is the baby right here.
Mhm,
But the days get long. Like I'm at work at 7 a.m. at the school. We're done at 3. Then I come here, you know.
mhm,
And
mhm,
luckily, usually sometimes on a weekend, because I have staff and that's when we're open, like I get a break, that way. But yeah, it's just like, yeah, like usually I try to get like sleep in on Saturdays and like take
mhm,
Sundays off. Um, but yeah, it's rough, but it's just something I have to do for right now until I don't have to do it. I'm hoping and
mhm,
praying like this will be my last school year. uh
mhm,
it's like I just think of a lot of things. You think of like insurance, you think of different things like that, and I'm just like, can I make this next sacrifice, because I've already sacrificed a lot in
mhm,
my career. Like I used to work in higher education, and then when I left that to pursue a dream, and I went to work for a brewery, like a brand new brewery. So I'm making like, okay, I can, take care of myself. To like, hey, mom, is my room still available? Can I like? So and I had like my family resources like that to help me. Like when I decided, okay, this is what I wanted to do, I did that job cut. Did I got my salary got cut tremendously. I'm working part time now. I'm working, hard laborious hours at the brewery, for little money. And people kind of already know that in like a brand new brewery space. And then so my mom was like, yes, I want to help you any way I can. So I was able to, move back in with her, things like that to help to get to this point. But yeah, like right now, it's
mhm.
good. Like I don't have to wake up at 7 a.m. But like if y'all have me back in September, you might see you might be seeing it. I might be sitting down doing this podcast,
Yeah.
like. But yeah,
Yeah,
so it's hard. But
yeah.
then like I just look at like I look at when I get comments like Google posts, or if I get read the guest book in the bathroom, or like I see someone that who's older, like my mother's age or older, who I grew up with. I was a church kid who grew up in the church, and they look at me and they tell me how proud they are of me. That keeps that drive, because it's I feel like it's bigger than me. It's bigger than dope. Like we're trying to move the needle to past 1%. Like I don't want to be the only black cider house owner. Like, I want
Mhm,
us to like, increase. I don't want it to be very little female ownership. Like, let's increase that. And so it's just, yeah, I look at it, even though I'm tired, I come in and like, I get it
mhm,
done. And then like I said, and I can hear it when people talk to me or they see me out, or like I get stopped in Walmart all the time. They're like, "You're that dope girl, right?" And I'm like, "That's." I'm like, I just look around
yes,
like, not that
yes.
kind of dope, but yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
you
like,
well,
yeah,
not you're
yeah,
right. Dope,
yeah.
dope takes a couple.
At
Yeah,
at
yeah.
Walmart, if somebody say you that dope girl, I'm not in Target. He's like, at Walmart. They gonna be like, yeah, dope girl. I'm gonna be like, all right, but yeah. So it's things like that that keeps me motivated. And again, like we're looking to grow. Right now. We're at the point we're able to look for larger space. We're looking for that so we can increase production. Um, we can do, and that's what we're looking for right now. So going into year 3, by next year, I hope to be able to say we're moving in, if not a new space, even though this location is perfect, at least a larger production space.
Mhm.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm, mm, mm.
Well, to your point where you were making the point about being tired and doing all this work where you're working from 7 a.m. until late. And, it's similar, reminds me of when we had Lady Lager on a few weeks ago and just her talking about like, working, she was a full-time salsa studio. Like,
Mhm.
but y'all are laying the groundwork for the next group to come in and build upon what you have started. So
Mm.
to that, I just feel like there's that as hard as this may be, I think you are doing the whole thing where we always talk about representation and seeing you represent female black ownership in a space that is predominantly white, owned and operated is important. And we appreciate the hell out of what you're doing.
Thank you.
Which,
Thank you.
yes, which leads me to Doug. You didn't even know what my question was,
No, I
but
did not.
man, so little bit of a soliloquy here, a little bit, Hannah. What a lot of white folks don't understand or get is the struggle that y'all have as black entrepreneurs, specifically in these really heavy white spaces. They don't understand, they don't get it. Doug knows I'm not going to go into specifics of my struggle with these people, but I've had struggles with folks in this industry trying to promote wonderful folks like y'all. I've had struggles, I'm still struggling. I'm making some gains, but sometimes it feels like the gains, it's like one step forward, two steps back. I just want to give you a little bit of time to vent in this aspect. I know you're classy. I know you keep it on edge, but at the same time, there were structural things that
Yeah.
kept you from doing what you wanted to do, even as soon and as quick as you did. So I just want to give you a little time to tee off on that a little bit. Take as much as you need or as little as you want. It's up to you.
Yeah.
But I want people to understand that because I don't think they get it.
Yeah. I just think sometimes, like, too, like, when you do things, it's not, I couldn't just go into a bank and just be like, hey, I have this business plan. Even when you have everything, like,
Mhm.
it's not easy. And it was like, and I didn't have like, it's not like I didn't have like, hey, I have this family member that can let me loan me 50 grand. I didn't
Mhm.
have that family member that can be like, hey, put this on my credit card. You know, this was saving, sacrificing, my mom taking money from her 401k. Like, it's things like that, like, that got here. And it's just like, I had someone say, and I'll never forget, they told me, like, husband and wife brewery owner. And the wife told me, well, how are you gonna work and do the cidery? She was like, her husband had to quit his job to, to make this happen, their brewery happen. And I looked at her, I was like, I don't have that luxury. I don't have a husband. I don't have a wife.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
don't have a partner. I don't have that luxury. I have me. I was like, I have to pay my bills. I have to support myself on insurance. I have to
Mhm.
take care of my dog. Like, I didn't have that. And I like for for her to come out of her mouth to say that, like, when it was just like, and that was like another driver for me because it's like so many people didn't think I could do it or would be able to do it. And this was a 5-year dream, like from the time I did my first business plan. The first business plan was a full winery. It wasn't even ciders.
Mm,
So
mm,
it's just that drive and that motivation. I just think people just they try to intimidate you in the beginning and maybe not knowingly. There
mm,
but it's just like it's those things, and then there's all the other factors too. It's just like I said, traditional banks aren't 100% go to for a small business person because they want financials, and it's not like I could sell from home. I was like, it's not as easy as like someone who may have a bakery or things like that, and then you can start a home bakery, but I couldn't sell anything without a commercial license or without a commercial space. So it's just like that kind of drive, and I think people just don't understand the differences. Like even though they may see that okay, yeah, I know Hannah's black, but a comment like that is like, man, you don't get it. It's like again, I'm a first generation like winemaker. This is first generation. I don't have like those resources to fall back on, or like I didn't buy a family business. It's things like that. So starting from scratch is trying to start something new for the next generation. um so it's things like that, and then then you add on race, sex, like all
Mhm.
of that. And but thankfully, I'm thankful for, like, I have never had like any bad like outings like in this industry, in this craft industry. I haven't, for you guys, thank you, I haven't run into like anything bad. And that's like, maybe it's like my naive part, maybe it's just me just being happy. But I will always get stares, I will always get like questions. They're like, "You brew?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they were like, or they look at me and they like, it's things like that. Or then I just have people like call me like a unicorn. I just be like, I guess I'll take it as a compliment. I was like, but so it's just things like that. But other than the struggles of like raising capital, finding space, things like that, I was able to beat out anyone's negativity. Like, and sometimes it was negativity from like people that look like me. It was just like, but then when they see that you did it and you persevered, then like I said, I'm going into year two. I keep going. It hasn't been easy, but we're still here. Our doors are still open, bills are still paid, cider's still pouring, and I'm thankful for that. So
And you're dope. What's up,
Yep.
Doc?
thank you.
All right. So, quick thing. I just want to talk about quickly the point you made about the husband and wife combo doing their thing, and my guess would be they look like me, and the thing is like a lot of times those folks have no idea the privilege they hold. Like just they might not be wealthy, but they don't understand generational wealth isn't just coming from wealthy parents. It's having the
Yeah.
leg up. It's the leg up of being like a like I'm a white straight male. I have every advantage just
Hmm.
from that very specific point. But I think sometimes it's for those folks, it's a blind spot. They don't realize that they don't check themselves before they talk and think about it. And I'm guilty of that. I do that too. But
Hmm.
at the same time, I'm thankful for people that can show me the blind spots, and hopefully you're able to kind of reveal that to them. So
Yeah, I
that's
just think
that.
people they kind of just say, like, they'll say it, and then without even like, it's a little bit deeper, than just that.
Sure,
And I
sure.
think people forget about that often. Like, yeah, but that's true, definitely.
So, Hannah, we want to thank you for your time. We know you're busy. We can see you're
Thank you.
corresponding with your customers. It's a Friday night. So, Doug and I do not want to hold you any longer. We want to just thank you for, thank you for being a friend. Travel
Thank
down
you.
the
I
road
appreciate
and
it.
back again. Now, anyway,
Here
I'm
comes the
probably got to
Yes.
record.
here comes the
We're gonna get
copyright.
copyrighted. Yeah, but we don't broadcast anywhere now, Doug, since everybody cut us off. So no one can hear us, so
Yeah,
it's fine.
Yeah.
But
It's like,
absolutely human
give us
on
a
earth.
little leeway. That's a
Yeah,
good song.
yeah, yeah. Absolutely human
Yes.
on earth. We already know that's why we wanted to present her to you. But real quick, Hannah, I don't know if you I just want to come up some of the comments. I want to make sure you saw them.
Mhm.
Human on earth said kind of need to go to non-filter out. More craft doesn't look as sexy in a glass, but filtering's always going to pull some flavor. You agree? You have a comment on that one?
No, I believe it's true. Like, it's true. But I don't, thankfully I don't get the hazy look. I think because I pull from the top and I stopped there. So I think maybe like that last keg may get a little of the haze, but it clears up really, really nice, and I'm thankful for that. I think that's like it's like a part of like the yeast profile. It wants to give you like that nice crisp look. So I got that, but I want to one day be able to to filter. Like then my
Yeah.
anxiety will go down a little bit about like, especially now that I'm canning, and I'm just like, oh my god, like I don't know, like if any of you are home makers of anything, I've had like at home, even here, like opened up here, I had like I didn't add enough potassium sorbate to my wine. Now all of a sudden, all the corks. I had done all this work,
Oh
corking,
no.
putting the shrink wrap cap on them, everything. All of a sudden, I like come in one day and I just hear, and I
Oh
was like, oh,
no.
it's like, it's like, it's like, oh my god. So then I had to go through all the cases. So this thing like 60 gallons of this one wine and add more uh,
Uh,
potassium sorbate per bottle.
Mm.
It just
per
be like
bottle.
per bottle because they were already bottled. And I
Oh,
was just like, this is a
Mm.
disaster. And then I was just like, but it's always like, I always do one mistake. I tell people, it won't happen again. One time I didn't have all the pressure out of the tank and I went to open up the top port and the lid came flying out. Thankfully it was on like maybe like 1 psi. It came shooting off a stainless steel lid. It clipped my eye. And like later that night, my eyelid was slowly swelling. I was like, I'm gonna have the. I was like, what kind of story can I tell my students tomorrow when I go to work? I'm gonna be
Ah,
like, I was
ah,
like,
well,
so I had a swollen eye, and I was like, I'll never make that mistake again. So it's things that I do still to this day. I'll make a mistake, but then I was like, I won't do it again. I was like, I get paranoid, so I'm like double and triple checking. So because it could have been worse. It could have like hit me in the
yeah,
head and knocked me
mm-hmm.
completely out.
sure.
But thankfully, it just grazed my eye.
I'm gonna be completely inappropriate here, dog. You should do like our ex-president and put a little patch over it, and then we'll all do it in solidarity. We can.
And
Yeah.
put
Anyway,
I mean,
anyway,
people put
Be
like
like,
paper towel rolls on their ear.
I can't
start
with
that
this.
new trend like Nelly and Left
Nelly.
Side.
Right,
Like,
right, right.
I
We
was like,
should all
I'm
show up
bringing
to
this
Barrel and
back.
Flow like that. We should all show up
I
to Barrel and Flow like
was like,
that.
I'm bringing
One
it
last
back.
comment. Yeah. One last comment. Daniel didn't realize this is from before. There's an upper limit to potassium sorbate. He had been watching meter and side content around this, so he feels you is what he's saying. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah. Aside, yeah. Oh, sorry, Doug. You do it. You do it.
Cider black eye.
So
That would have been a good. That would have been a good name. Oh, it was bad. I was just like,
yeah, yeah.
oh man. I was like,
Maybe one day Doug and I can roll through and we can do that collab, cider black eye, and we can
yeah, that'll
maybe
be
we can
fun.
do a brothers and booze and dope
Wait,
collab.
I,
Yeah.
I have the collab. It's black eyed peas cider.
Here we go.
No, don't do that.
People
like-
probably
Don't
gonna
do
be
that.
like, no, people because they know I blend. They be like, you put black eyed peas in this? Because I don't know. Did you guys get to try that one
Yes.
cider? Was it last Barrel and Flow, where it was a watermelon collard green? Like
No, that was a barrel.
No.
it was at Barrel and Flow, and I was like, someone put collard greens
Was it
in the
good?
cider. It wasn't
Was it
bad.
good?
I think
Okay.
I would just probably have to be a one and done.
Well, that
Mm.
But I would have drank a glass. It was good, but it was like it was interesting. I was like, I never thought to put no vegetables in. Like,
I mean, I've had
Right.
I've had basil IPAs where somebody put basil in their IPA,
uh-huh.
and that was really good. But
Yeah,
like
that's
again,
not.
putting veggies in
Yeah.
in the drink sometimes feels
I
a little
actually
weird.
have that butter. What is
Butter
it?
pea, butter.
Butterfly pea. I have that in my Amazon cart right now because it gives like a purple color. But
Yeah,
I'm
because
hoping I'm hoping if I put it in cider that the tint of the cider doesn't change into like a yucky. I got to bring out my art skills. Like, well, these two colors blend
Yeah.
with. But yeah, I have it in my cart. I was like, oh, that's a beautiful color, beautiful color. Because I wanted to try to do something in October because that's Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and
Mm.
I'm a big advocate against domestic violence. And I would like to, do like a purple cider that come out that color. So
I know
That's
that
cool. That's cool.
there is a gin called Empress Gin, which is made with butterfly pea flower, and it's purple. Greg,
yeah,
I gave you and your partner one of those bottles last year, the purple gin.
Oh yeah, we still got it. Yep. So, I'm not trying to rush you off, but I know you're busy, and we need to let you get back to this, Hannah. So, we just want to thank you for everything you do. You're an
thank you
inspiration.
guys.
We'll see you. We'll see you for sure in a couple
In a
weeks
few
here.
weeks, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So we want to thank you again. We want to get you back at a different time so then we can get messy with you a little bit.
Okay.
We didn't have time to get messy with you, and food
Uh,
shame you and find out things that you don't want to tell us, and we can make fun of you and all that.
I love
We'll save that for
pizza. I love pizza, French fries, and tacos.
okay. And
And
gravy.
and gravy. No,
And do you use a top? You
Oh,
what?
you
Wait,
said
what?
gravy.
what is wrong
Gravy? You
with
don't like
gravy?
gravy?
You said
Like
gravy on my French
biscuits?
fries.
No, gravy in
Like
general,
whatever, just
not in
gravy
that.
Oh,
anywhere.
sorry, y'all.
Okay. Do you use a
Uh,
top sheet, Hannah? Real quick, do you use a top sheet? You know, the sheet between the comforter,
yes.
and do you
hmm
use that?
I use
Right.
all the
Right.
pieces. All the
See,
pieces.
Doug.
Yes.
Yeah,
Anyway,
And I,
Hannah,
and I sleep.
Doug.
I like to sleep with socks on too. So
that's a whole different
Um,
conversation we
that's a
haven't
whole
had yet.
different
yeah, I don't know
conversation.
about all that. Yeah,
Oh, we
we need to
definitely
let you go. We need to let you go now.
but we definitely need to have you back on so we can have some messier
Okay.
conversations. But
I,
yeah,
Yes.
I love
So,
it. I'll be ready.
any
all right.
final words, Hannah? Anything that we missed that you want to say? Anything? And parting shot here, and then we'll let you go.
No, but thank you. Like, hopefully you guys, you're listening, watching. Hopefully you guys can come out to Bear and Flow, come check us out. But check out my Instagram. I'm trying to get a little bit better.
Mhm.
It's Dope the Brand
Okay.
on Instagram. I really
And real
appreciate
quick,
it. I
where are
can't
you
wait to
again?
come back. I'm in Youngstown, Ohio, so I'm gonna try to get to that
Okay.
thing on Thursday. That seems like
Okay.
really cool. So I'm gonna
Okay.
try to get to that
Okay.
because Beechwood is not that. Beechwood is actually a suburb of Cleveland, so it's a little bit closer to me. So it's about
Oh,
45
okay.
minutes.
And
Oh, sweet.
So I'm gonna
yeah.
try to check that out.
Yeah,
And
But
Darren's
yeah, like
awesome. He's a good guy.
yeah. And
Mhm.
tell Darren you were on here, and I'm
okay.
gonna tell you, he'll tell you all sorts of stories about Greg driving to Cleveland and not talking to him. So it'll be great.
All right.
Anyway, Hannah, thank you.
You're
Thank you,
You
Hannah.
go.
welcome. Thank you.
You keep. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Thank you, Hannah.
All
That's
right. See
awesome.
you guys
Thank
in a couple
you.
weeks.
Cheers.
Have a good night.
Yep.
Thank
You too.
you.
Take care.
Yep.
Bye.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
You could
Hey,
tell she was busy. You could tell
yeah.
she was busy. She was like fielding things, but that was awesome that she was coming on. Look, y'all, I've been trying to get Hannah on for years. Believe you me. And Doug finally was the one that put the bait in the water and like reeled her in. I don't care. I love it. She was here. At least we get to experience her. Unfortunately, our Twitter followers didn't get to see that. So fuck Elon and his fucking
So
fuck shit
that's why
because
you
he's a
said
fucking asshole.
you were like in the private chat. You were like, fucking Elon." I was like, "What?" Like, I know he sucks, but what did I miss? I didn't realize it wasn't
Yeah,
streaming to Twitter.
yeah. So now we
And
got kicked out of Facebook groups, and now we got kicked off Twitter.
we
So
might just be
fuck y'all.
exclusively going to YouTube at some point.
We're
You know
gonna
what I
talk
mean?
about it for sure. But y'all, we're gonna cut this one really short. We're gonna actually almost get under an hour here. Doug, you have something to say? But I got my family
Beers.
in
That's all.
from out town, and I just want to go and hang out with them because they haven't left yet, and they were supposed to leave by now. So I want to take my time to. I am sipping on Uncle Nearest, y'all, just for Barron Flow and for black owned wonderful alcohol beverages. So yeah, I had the wonderful. So I had queer here with Giant Jones. And
Yeah.
then I had black owned here with Uncle Nearest, and we had everything with Hannah. Check off women box, check off black women owned box, check off queer black owned women box. So really good. Really feeling good about that. I know, Doug, you do too. So any last parting shots, Doug, so we can get out of here? Next week we have a wonderful guest. His name is Aaron.
No, Adam.
Adam? Yeah, the Aaron
Adam
threw me off because he uses 2 A's for his name.
Yep.
Usually it's 2 A's, it's Aaron. So that's why I called him Aaron. Just no disrespect, and I'm sorry for that omission, Doug. He's from Trace Brewing in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and Trace Brewing, very, very much an LGBTQ focused brewery, so it's going to be really fun to talk to him. I just wanted to go over the beer. Yeah, I just have beers to go over real quick, and then we get the fuck out. This thing I had was the English Mild Ale. That was excellent, from Warhorse out of Geneva, New York. Really good. I love English Milds. I love all those kind of English style beers. This one I got merely because of the can. We didn't get to see it.
The Fall.
It's called.
It's almost like that's literally a book that you would read.
Yes, the Wandering into the Fog it's a double IPA. It was good. It's a little more hoppy than I would like, but the can art is good. Now the weird thing is from Abomination Brewing.
Read that book.
Yeah, I would totally. But usually Abomination makes some really cartoony, gross cans. This is not it. This is very much a departure from their cans. Last thing, which we didn't get to talk about, Greg, and I'm a little sad because it's a style that I haven't seen, and the North made an Indian brown ale. The only one I've seen in a long time was from Dogfish Head. As you can see, it's got this really lovely color. What's interesting is you shine a light to it, which I'm not going to do because you won't be able to see it. It has a very red hue to it. So almost like a red ale, but it's a brown ale, but it's super duper tasty and delicious. Really well done. So cheers to you, sir. Yeah.
All right, Doug. We'll see you next week.
Yes, sir. It'll be great. And I'm glad you're back, sir. It's been great that you're here again.
Yeah, back in the flash and out in the flash. And cheers, y'all. I'm going to go hang out with my son while he's still here. And my grandson, too. It's weird.
Yeah.
Anyway,
all right, Gramps.
Yeah. And bye. On that note.
Bye.
Nope.